Good morning, Nigel, man. It's good to be with you.
Man, thank you, brother. I'm really happy to be here. We met, had coffee a couple months ago. I told you about this vision for the safe house. Went way beyond what I thought even at that time was possible. So just to reiterate again, like what we're trying to do, I went with my church, Crossroads Church, where I attend in Norfolk. We went to Pretoria, South Africa to work in an orphan care center with Kairos Global, where they help about 130 kids every day whose parents are gone because of HIV/AIDS. And what's happening is these kids are taken care of here. They get food, they get the gospel, they get clothing. It's an amazing safe haven for them. Challenge is when they leave, they have to go home by themselves. Some of them as much as a 2-hour walk home in elementary school. To walk home alone, they got to get home before dark because in their community, they really risk being kidnapped.
And I think it's absolutely powerful to begin something like that, because what you're talking about, Nigel, is $200,000 for land and building and all those things to be able to start, which is an amazing opportunity for any church, because for most of us as pastors, we may not be able to come up with $250,000 to build a safe house ourselves. But if we can help you build the safe house and connect with what God has put in your heart, then our churches get blessed because we're sowing into good ground, to accountable ground, and effective ministry. And God then uses all of us then to really be a blessing to these kids.
And the blessing for churches is what they may think is a small gift or a drop in the bucket. Every dollar that's given to this is times 13 over there because of the economics.
Absolutely.
So the impact is immediately, it's a lot more than you can imagine.
Again, so a little can go a long way.
Yes, sir.
So, if you're a pastor or leader and you're able to give $1,000, that's great. But if you can't do that and you can do something, whatever you do will make a major difference. My thoughts have been, and I've shared this with Nigel, is that if 100 of us would take this on as a mission to help get started, then that would be all they would need to get going. And then the first house get built, then raise funds for whatever the expenses are for operational costs and all that. Once that's off and running, there's no debt, then you start moving toward the next one. You guys are not just asking people to help you, but you guys have already put together a whole compilation of songs that all of the proceeds are going to save out.
Yeah, I've got a label called Renaissance Movement. We got 3 artists, myself, Legin, Focus, and Sinai. And when we came back, the only response we knew how to do was to make art. So we made an album called Safe House. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, everywhere. And 100% of the money from Safe House is going towards building this safe house in Pretoria, South Africa. It's all going to Kairos Global. It's going through our separate nonprofit. So everything's 501c3 and all that.
Right.
And it's going right over there because we just wanted to respond. And then the more we got involved, people were like, well, what else can I do?
I think that's powerful, because as leaders, one of the things that we always look at is when we talk with people about missions, we want to know how committed are you to it? Because if you're not that committed to it, why should anybody else be? But you put your life, blood, soul into this. You put your money where your mouth is. And I think that means something. It means something to me. It's made a difference in me wanting to support you. I mean, I've always appreciated and respected you for who you are and the things you've done and your place in the kingdom as a young man and a leader. But when I hear you talk about a vision that you have, that you and your family, you and your wife and kids are behind and putting your finances into, then that really encourages me